So we do continue to keep a close eye on Florida as the races for governor and Senate heat up.
And joining us now for more politics, growth editor at the Palm Beach Post, Antonio Fins. Antonio, good to see you again. So let's start with President Biden. We just heard him there in Fort Lauderdale talking about Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, classic Democratic closing argument. How important do you think those issues are? Do you think they resonate? Do you think this president can drive that message home?
Well, yes, they resonate, and this president can drive that message home. The problem is, Terry, something that you mentioned at the outset, it's a bit of a dated message. If you look at even the big South Florida counties where Democrats need big turnout to win statewide races, well, in Miami-Dade, the surge in voter registrations is among Hispanics. You look at Palm Beach County, another big county they need. The surge there has been no party affiliated voters. And even among older voters that are still such an important part of the electorate here, even among them, where's the growth? Well, it's in the Villages community north of Orlando in Central Florida, which is a very conservative community. And in fact, that county, Sumter County, is now almost 60% Republican. So it's a classic, like you said, it's a classic Democratic message, but it's landing at a time when there is major change in the demographics, the voter demographics across Florida.
Yes, the question is, will Biden be able to boost, that base turnout? We're also talking about the race for governor as we're following the president through Florida. There's incumbent Ron DeSantis. What do you think? Will he hold his position against Democrat Charlie Crist?
Well, as you guys were just talking about it, I mean, all the polls show that he's got significant leads, a very comfortable lead. Same for in the Senate race between Marco Rubio and Val Demings. You mentioned the four races that are getting all the attention. Well, you didn't mention the Rubio-Demings race, and that's another one where just recently the polls again show Rubio with a widening lead. So I think the betting across the state is that both DeSantis and Rubio will hold their positions. I don't see anybody, I haven't talked to anybody who thinks otherwise.
And let's talk about DeSantis. Look, there's no question that he's interested in the presidency. He didn't answer a question in the debate about it, which is always a tell. But what do you think? Donald Trump back out on the campaign trail, despite all these investigations, the January 6th committee and the rest of it, still is the most dominant political figure in the country, obviously controls the Republican Party. Do you think DeSantis is going to make a run at knocking him off?
Well, that's the big question. I mean, we're all waiting for November 9th. The rest of the country is waiting for November 8th to see what happens with the midterm elections. Those of us in Florida, we're looking for November 9th because that's a countdown to Mr. Trump throwing his hat in the ring and launching this long expected, long awaited, and long teased presidential campaign. And the question is, what does Governor DeSantis do? Look, it's kind of hard for us here covering this to see DeSantis and think, oh yeah, he needed $100 million plus, and he felt he needed that kind of money to beat Charlie Crist when you look at the polls. It's hard to look at the governor and see that he's looking at Mike Pence and thinking, yeah, I'd love to be Donald Trump's next vice president. I think all the betting here is that he is also going to be a 2024 rival. The question is, what gets him into the campaign? How does he, if he does jump into the race, how does he position his candidacy, given the fact that, already the Trump world is pointing out that, to a certain extent, DeSantis owes his political career as Florida's governor to that one Donald Trump tweet back in 2018 endorsing him for the Republican primary for governor here.
That was it.
Well, it's a great race to watch down there, both the governor's race and the senator's race, and then whatever race Ron DeSantis wants to do if he wins. And we're always glad to have you with us, politics and growth editor at the Palm Beach Post, Antonio Fins. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.